So, a very warm July to my viewers, and I welcome you to the second episode of my Ladakh vlog. And this time, we are going to visit Pangong Lake, the frozen Pangong Lake during the chilly, icy winters. And an equally icy message from the frozen Pangong Lake. So, this is the beautiful, beguiling lake which thrills as well as kills. So, the Frozen Lake Marathon, set to be held on the Pangong Lake in February, hopes to champion the cause of environmental protection.
Off to Pangong today, and everyone is getting ready. So we are off to Pangong via Changla Pass today. The weather looks good, but they say it's going to snow from late afternoon. So hope the roads do not get closed. And right now I'm the first one to embark on the bus, waiting for the others to hop in.
The issue of climate change has been at the center of all discussions, and rightly so. The issue of climate change has been at the center of all discussions, and rightly so. Ladakh, which sees a horde of travelers leaving indelible footprints on its vulnerable landscape every year, is in immense danger from the perils of over-tourism. And now, Pangong, so a mecca for travelers, is set to play host to the Frozen Lake Marathon in the country, which aims to highlight the cause for environmental sustainability through sports. Organized by the Adventure Sports Foundation of Ladakh (ASFL), an organization that promotes environmental responsibility through sports, the marathon is open to only a select few, bearing in mind the treacherous terrain. Ladakh offers a lot of trekking opportunities during the winter for sports lovers and adventurous people, like the Sham Trek, the Chadar Trek, the Markha Valley Trek, and a new winter trekking route via a frozen river between Janskar and central Ladakh. Winters brings a new look to the subtle and colorful Pangong. The temperatures hover in the range of minus 15 degrees centigrade to minus 35 degrees centigrade. Thick ice tops the lake, and it is so strong that even a vehicle or a jeep can travel on it. Now, the land of high passes is the epitome of beauty and all things wonderful. But sometimes a heaven-like spot such as Leh Ladakh and especially the Pangong Lake may also cause a bit of distress to your body. After all, no one is accustomed to living in the heavens. Hence, being in Ladakh could make you feel uncomfortable, especially in the winter. So, bracing the sub zero temperatures and also putting it simply, traveling higher altitude causes breathlessness and headache along with nausea, as our body is not accustomed to living in higher altitudes. This condition in higher altitudes is known as altitude sickness. The condition is common, and many people have experienced acute mountain sickness in Ladakh. Actually, when we travel to Ladakh, we get exposed to a low amount of oxygen and experience acute mountain sickness. Usually, the condition has been reported by people while traveling above 8,000 feet. However, people not used to a higher altitudes are likely to experience this sickness even at a lower height. Now, this AMS comes in different forms, and it becomes absolutely essential to know about them and the measures required to avoid or treat it. The mild AMS means acute mountain sickness, when a person traveling in high altitude like Leh Ladakh might experience symptoms like headaches or fatigue. Then moderate AMS is when people experience symptoms like severe headaches and nausea and might experience breathlessness too. And severe AMS is when people experience severe or life-threatening symptoms like shortness of breath, rapid heartbeat, or palpitations, which can be fatal too at times. In situations like this, the person must move to a lower altitude and seek emergency medical care. What's more important and vital is to take 2 or 3 days of acclimatization in Leh or in the Indus Valley before going to higher altitude. Then avoid increasing your sleeping altitude by more than 500 meters a day. You can go higher during a day when crossing a pass, for example, as long as you sleep at a lower altitude. Then avoid strenuous physical activities and walk slowly. Drink plenty of fluids like tea, kawa, and also water. And it should be warm, not very cold water. And you stay properly hydrated. Acclimatization is often accompanied by fluid loss. So you need to drink plenty of water, at least 4 liters per day. Then also try the local thupka and avoid alcohol and smoking. Eat well, high calorie and high carbohydrate meals, and protect yourself from the cold and the sun with hat, sunglasses, woolen cap, sunscreen, clothes. So, for mild AMS symptoms, you can carry a portable oxygen cylinder from any pharmacy in Leh. And if you are going to Pangong, it is a must because I really had the requirement of such portable cylinders when my saturation level went down. However, the most serious conditions of AMS is the HAPE and the HACE. HAPE is the high altitude pulmonary edema and HACE is the high altitude cerebral edema. Now, many people ask, is Diamox necessary for Leh Ladakh? The drug Diamox, also known as acetazolamide and normally only available on prescription, has been shown to aid acclimatization in some individuals and therefore may reduce the risk of AMS. It is a preventative medication and not a cure. And Diamox could be an option for people going for trekking or mountaineering expeditions. However, if you only do sightseeing tours in Ladakh, it is not recommended to use Diamox. People considering using Diamox should speak to their doctor about the drug, its side effects, and a prescription. Also, you must carry an oximeter. The oximeter is a medical device clipped onto the fingertip that measures the oxygen saturation of the blood. So, this is very important. Now, one of the most common questions is, can I find oxygen cylinder in Ladakh, and why not? As we all know that Leh Ladakh is situated at a high altitude with verified oxygen levels, and you can rent oxygen cylinders from Leh itself, and it is recommended that you carry the oxygen cylinder in your vehicle, and it is easily available in Leh. Those who travel to mountain tops are half in love with themselves and half in love with oblivion, said Robert Macfarlane. And if you also have the urge to get lost in oblivion, there's no better place than the third highest motorable mountain road, the Changla Pass. Located in the desert land of Ladakh at an altitude of 17,590 feet above sea level, it is a mountain pass that one must take to reach Pangong Lake. The pass is approached from Leh via Kharu and Sekti village by an asphalt road. The natives or the Changpas claim that the pass was named after the temple at Changla Pass, which is dedicated to the hermit Changla Baba. Driving through Changla is no cakewalk. One needs brilliant driving skills to cross the road that is flooded with thousands of small streams, especially when the snow on also, the upper mountains not to stay there in Changla Pass for more than 10 to 15 minutes because altitude sickness is a common phenomenon here. Not many people are aware that the Changla Pass is also part of the Silk Route. And not just this, Changla also gained fame after Jurassic ammonitoids were found here, making it ecologically and historically important. The pass is 15 kilometers long and the roads are absolutely steep. Unlike other passes in the Himalayas due to border disputes with China, Changla Pass is maintained by the Indian Army, and the best season to drive on Changla Pass is summer. During the winters, mostly the Changla Pass remains closed. We stopped for lunch at Tangse at the Pangong Residency. Due to the harsh winter weather conditions, most of the diners, local restaurants, and hotels remain closed during winter. Tangse, a quaint village, is situated in the Leh district of Ladakh. It is located in the Durbuk Tehsil at an altitude of 12,500 feet. Little did I know that I would again return back to Tangse after 2 days being hit with AMS. Tangse is a sparsely populated village with a population of about 700 people. Tangse is a well-known and important site of Tocharian, Sogdian, Sarada and Arabic inscriptions. A Franco-Indian archaeological mission in Ladakh called the Rock Art at Tangse as the most important site for rock art in Ladakh, providing information about Ladakh towards the end of the first millennium AD. The mission found about 300 petroglyphs and almost 70 rock inscriptions in various scripts. So gradually we were nearing the Pangong Lake, which is an endorheic lake spanning eastern Ladakh and West Tibet, situated at an elevation of 4,225 meter. So Pangong Lake is one of those places which you can imagine would be very beautiful, but it's not until you visit it that you come to term with its beauty. Among the other famous lakes in Ladakh, this one is especially popular because of its breathtaking beauty and being a delicate border point along the line of actual control. It achieved immense popularity after being featured in a Bollywood movie called Three Idiots. In Pangong Lake, on top of the lake, we were allotted the Naga homestay. The homestay was very Spartan and looked more or less cozy, but situated at a height of around 14,000 feet, the nights tend to be very cold and windy. The rooms were very basic and maintenance isn't great, and the furniture and furnishings were outdated. So the food was also average, but the views from the windows were exceptional. It was a room with a view. Even more nightmarish is the Ladakhi dry toilets, and these dry toilets actually save water and the organic manure used in fertilizing fields. So during the winters, you will not get a flush facility in the toilets, although most tourists demand flush toilets, which has significantly increased the use of scarce water and polluted waterways, leading to an increased incidence of waterborne diseases. So although the homestays do not have the proper infrastructures, but when exploring Ladakh, it's highly recommended to stay in homestays during the trip because it offers a wonderful opportunity to experience the authentic village life. Now, this is an immersive experience, and in the homestays, the kitchen area is the best place in a Ladakhi house where you get to meet all the family members, a great opportunity to interact with them, and why not learn some Ladakhi words. So, this is something which I recommend the homestay experience, although it might have some loops and lacunas. Unfortunately, I couldn't witness the last run or the marathon at Pangong because I was bogged down by severe AMS and was hospitalized at the Tangse Civil Hospital. My heartfelt gratitude to the marathon team for assisting me, and especially my profound thanks to Dorje. Now, a glimpse of the marathon which I had missed actually. So, a few snapshots to provide you with the excitement and thrill of the frozen Pangong Lake Marathon. So, after I was shifted to the Tangsa Civil Hospital, the care and dedication of the nurses and doctors was really remarkable. The Tangse Hospital was well equipped to deal with emergency situations, but the dedication of the staff and the Ladakhi people is praiseworthy. She's Padma, so she is a nurse of the civil hospital, and she is taking so much care of me. I can't say. She's such an affectionate girl. Now she has become my best friend, and she's showing me all her achievements and everything.
Friend na daughter.
Yeah, she's like a daughter, but friend, of course, friend also. Daughter can be a friend, na. So she's a Ladakhi girl. Her name is Padma Yamdole, and she works in the civil hospital at Tangse. So I have almost recovered because of her. My saturation level was 31, and she has taken care of me day and night, and now my saturation level is how much? 82. So I'm more or less fine. Thank you. She is Padma from our homestay where near the Tangse hospital, and she has
Near the Tangse hospital need.
she's Padma DK. She has a homestay. कहाँ पर है आपका?
आगे थोड़ा ATP opposite.
Okay, so Padma has really cared for us and brought food to the hospital all the way from her home in the snowy conditions, and she has really made fabulous food for us and so much care. And I must say that all the Ladakhi people are so caring, affectionate, and they are so sincere. So आप कुछ बोलिए.
आप कितने दिन से चला रहे हैं आपका
मैं
होम
तो
स्टे?
15-20 साल से चला रोज
Okay,
होम स्टे
okay.
हमारा।
And she brought so much food for us that it is enough to feed an army. So all the staff of the hospital too had the food which she brought for us. आप सभी को फीड करते हैं ना
हाँ जी,
यहाँ?
हाँ जी।
तो ये बोलिए, जो आप इतना ज्यादा फूड क्यों लाते हैं?
मैं सभी पेशेंट और ये स्टाफ वालों को थोड़ा थोड़ा खिला सकते हैं।
हाँ, तो ये आपका नेचर ही है सबको खिलाना, राइट? ताकि सब आराम से रहे, राइट? आपका कुकिंग भी बहुत ही अच्छी है और आपका नेचर भी बहुत ही स्वीट है। ऐसा ही रहे, ठीक है? ओके, थैंक यू सो मच। ये डोलमा है। डोलमा क्या है पूरा नाम? ताशी डोलमा. She is another nurse from the civil hospital Tangse, and even she along with Padma took such extreme care of us, and they are so dedicated that I must say that the Ladakhi nurses and the Ladakhi people are the most dedicated people in the whole world. They are so loving, affectionate and caring. अभी बोलो। हाँ, जूले। बस कैसा लग रहा है ये हॉस्पिटल? कितने दिन से हो?
बस
लद्दाख के लैंग्वेज में बोलो।
3 दिन मतलब मैं जग सुनते ने ले नाइट ड्यूटी तंगते।
अच्छा, ठीक है, थैंक यू। So my Ladakh chronicles continue, and from Pangong I went to Tangse Hospital, and from there I had to go to Leh. But since the weather was pretty bad, it was snowing, it was around minus 25 in Tangse, Changla Pass was closed, so we had to wait. And then finally we decided that since Changla Pass was not about to open for the third day, we have to take the other route, the longest route through Rezangla Pass to Leh. Now the road tripping to the land of the Lamas continues, and my adventure through Rezangla Pass too continues. It took us nearly 11 hours from Tangse to reach Leh via the Rezangla Pass. We decided to play safe and not take any chance. So from the hospital, the oxygen cylinder was equipped inside our vehicle, and for the next 10 hours or so, I kept on taking oxygen. So on a chilly wintry morning, I started my journey towards Leh en route Rezangla. What it takes to realize everything is fine around you? A road trip to the mountains where your soul dwells in the echoes of the winds that carry fragments of clouds with them. What it takes to realize the world is going back to chaos and infinite hurry? The end of the aforementioned road trip. Even the driver was apprehensive. Rezangla is an international high mountain pass at an elevation of 17,057 feet above the sea level, located on the China-India border. It is one of the highest mountain roads of the country. Now located in the Himalayas, the road to the summit is gravel, rocky, tippy and bumpy at times. It's impossible in winters. The climb is simply terrible, with a notorious lack of oxygen that tests the organisms and a high degree of steepness. But since we had oxygen inside our vehicle, I was quite safe. Now, you have to drive with care, as this is a mountain road with hairpin curves and dangerous drop-offs. The road is narrow and heavily used by military vehicles. This road is the Rezangla Road, and Rezangla was the site of the last stand of the 13th Kumaon during the Sino-Indian War in 1962. There are no roads actually.
So you just cannot see anything. So it's left to the drivers to find out the way. Rezangla, the name doesn't ring a bell for many. A few who have traveled to Ladakh by road would know that it must be at a high altitude pass because of the word La. And some who have been fortunate enough to travel through the Changthang region in Ladakh would know of its exact location. This hilltop and the nearby village of Chushul once became a matter of national honor, a place where 114 brave Indian soldiers laid down their lives in the Sino-Indian War of 1962. So although we took a longer route and I was on oxygen and it was one of the treacherous wintry weathers, I do not regret one bit because the scenic route which we took was something which made my spirit soar. So I can say that my spirit soars where the air grows thin. But my only regret is that I could not witness the last run. And now you see how the people of the marathon team, they are trying to push their vehicle through the Rezangla road. And the immense beauty of the mountains really keep close to nature's heart. So thousands of tired, nerve-shaken, over-civilized people are beginning to feel that going to the mountains is actually like going home, that wilderness is a necessity. So while traveling through the picture postcard terrains, I felt that today is my day. The mountains are waiting, so I should get on my way. Ironically, we had to go back to Pangong because this longer route was via Pangong Rezangla towards Leh. And I do not regret again one bit because the second time I got the beautiful vista of Pangong Lake. So sometimes you just need to change your altitude and until further notice, assume that we are peaking. So reaching the mountain top, whether literally or metaphorically, is always an achievement. And you climb to reach the summit, but once there, discover that all roads lead down.